What we have here is a 2000 Ford Escape. It's got 159,000 kilometers on it. That's about 100,000 miles American. After 13 years, it needs an alternator. I'm going to show you how to do it. Welcome to Car Questions. The first thing you need to do is get the hood open, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Now on this car, battery's over here on the left side, need an 8mm wrench. And you disconnect, just loosen it, the negative terminal of the battery, just the negative one, and just loosen the bolt. And if your battery's in good shape, just pull it off and put it to the side. After that, you can close the hood. Make sure your car is parked. Make sure the parking brake is on. And let's get to it. First tool you're going to need is either an electric wrench, a air wrench, or just your regular hand tools, and a 19mm or a 3/4 inch, same thing, socket. Got to take the wheel off. First thing you do. Second thing you do. First thing you do is get the car off the ground. Okay, first thing. I've got a hoist, of course, but if you've got you don't have access to a hoist, you just use safety stands and a car jack to get it safely up on the hoist. Remember, always give it a push. Make sure the thing is not going to fall and you've got it correctly up in the air and safe. Take the wheel off, put it under the car somewhere safe, out of your way. So the next thing we have to do is work in this area, because the alternator is way at the back of the motor and just to the left of the wheel back in here. We actually have to take the drive shaft out of this car, so we're going to be loosening this big nut and take off a little cover here. So let's get at it. So now I've got a 32mm socket, and there's no cotter pin on these, you just whip them off. And spin off the axle nut for the drive shaft. It has to come off, might as well do it now. Next, got to take off this shield right here, and it goes partially. We're going to take it off partially. It's 10mm bolt, 10mm bolt. There's a little plastic screw holding it under here, and another one over here. So, first thing, 10mm socket, little extension, and a 1/4 midget drive ratchet. And on a car this age, and these ones, from 2002 are quite old, you might want to use a little bit of spray. If you break any of these bolts, taking them out, you're going to have to do something to fix it. So use spray if you have to. This car had a lot of undercoating on it, so I'm pretty lucky with that. So we're just going to take out 10mm bolts for this shield to get it out of the way, because it has to come out for us to get access to the belt, because you have to take the belt off, and that's why you got to take this cover off. The alternator is over here on this side. Got to take this belt off just the same, and this cover's got to come off to get the belt down. Now, how are we doing? Can I flex it a bit and get it out of the way? Yeah, we can. That's good enough. So we got to get the belt off this thing. Got to get right up in here. Okay, with your inner fender well cover removed, this thing is the tensioner for the belt right there. You can see the belt there. There's the air conditioner compressor, crankshaft pulley. Anyway, this thing has to be, you can see the pulley up top on it, it has to be moved back towards the rear of the car. The way you do that is you stick a long handle 3/8 wrench into that small square above this opening here in the pulley. And then you push it back just enough so you can get the tension off that and pop it off one of the pulleys, because you have to get it off the alternator. So let's give this a go. Pretty much you feel it. There's the hole. Oh, there we go. Got her in. It's a 3/8 ratchet again, not 1/2 inch. Some videos say 1/2 inch. This one's 3/8, and most of them always are. And really have to give it a lot. And you can see it comes loose, and there. And then that's it. And then have fun getting your ratchet out, I guess. Okay, once the belt's off, next, get back your 10mm wrench and undo a little bracket here that holds the ABS electrical wire. And again, don't be afraid to use you know, a penetrating oil, just so you don't break any bolts. It's really important that all these things go back together. They're there for a reason. Ford doesn't put extra parts on the car that don't need to be there. So if you damage this, or if someone's worked on your car to do this job, make sure they haven't damaged it. Next thing you do is you have to take a clip off the brake line here. Best tool for this job I find is a pair of vice grips, just a little clip like that. Give it a bit of a squeeze, give it a yank, out it comes. That's it. Now this seems like an awful lot of preparatory work, but it's all necessary to get at the alternator, because we do have to move this, so we're doing a lot of preparatory work initially, and it's well worth it. You have to do it, believe you me. You don't do extra if you don't have to. Next, we're going to remove 2 bolts from the McPherson strut, 2 big ones. Big nut on the back, 2 of them, right here, and they're 18mm. So 18mm combination wrench on one side, and a ratchet or whatever you got on the other side. Take those 2 bolts out, nut and bolt. Once you've removed the nuts, you might have to tap those bolts out. If you do, just you know, use a small punch like this. Mine were loose and they came out. Make sure your ABS electrical line is loose. Make sure your brake line is off the strut, disconnected from the strut. And then take your bolts out. 1, 2. Bolts are the same length, so you don't have to remember which order they go in. And there's no adjustment on the alignment there, so that's not an issue. Then, get yourself a big screwdriver. In she goes here, and this should come out. And at the same time, if you can, give that a tap. And try to get the and it's just so you don't wreck the threads on the end. Put that big nut back on that you had before. Put even a little spray in there if you want, and it should start to move in. This one is. There we go. Man, there's just enough room to get that out. Okay, once you've got that bolt removed, the one bolt on that plastic shield on the alternator, it appears that it just clips on. That it's loose enough that it just clips on, and oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so get the clip off. Off she comes. So once you've removed the two screws, it was this bearing assembly here. You can see the green mark, that's the drive shaft. All you have to do is actually get a screwdriver kind of in behind it and give it a little tug. Whoops, and there we go. And it comes out. You can, as long as it's free on the other end here, you can have an assistant just pull it right out. You can see right now that it's dripping a little transmission fluid. So we'll just let that finish, and then there's the drive shaft right here. Didn't have to do anything spectacular. Like I said, just over here around the exhaust, put a big screwdriver in, and just kind of pry it so it goes towards the right side of the car. And out she comes. So let's go out and pull the drive shaft out, since I don't have an assistant. Okay, just to have a good look at the new part you're putting in, just so you understand where some of your bolts and nuts are going to be, because this thing has shielding on it. And anyway, you can see that the alternator is big. It's a big one. And it has 3 main attachment points. 1, 2, and 3 right there. Plus electrical connection here and the battery electrical connection there. That's it. But you do notice that it has these 3 studs on the back of the diode shield. You get a big stud there and a stud here. You've got to get your hand in there before you remove this alternator and use an 8mm socket wrench or combination wrench, just like we took the battery off with, to undo little nuts, 3 of them, that are on this thing, and pull a cover off. You need to do that so you can get access to this top mounting bolt. It's in the car like this. Which direction? Yeah, like this. And you're taking the bolts out from the bottom here, 1 and 2, and the top one there. And these ones I'm going to take out right now. But this one, there's this shield over it. And the shield is connected to the alternator by these studs at the back. I think I've got 2 of the 3 off. What I'm going to do is remove these 2 bolts and just hopefully I can pivot the alternator a little bit on the 3rd bolt to get at this one that I need to get at. So that's what I'm going to try to do. You'll see it when it's out. It's quite a thing. Anyway, that's why they charge a lot of money to change this alternator. So here are the 2 alternators. This is the one that came out of the car. This is the one you get in your box. You can see it's considerably smaller. That's because all this plastic shielding has to be on this thing when it's in the car. And this is a 2006 Ford Escape. A lot of videos, they don't show any of this stuff. And all these shields have to be removed while it's in the car. And you saw where it is in the car. It's really difficult to get all these things off. First thing you have to do is take off this shield while it's in the car and then push it behind it, further into the car. This has to come off, this air horn on the top, like this. And that comes out from under the hood of the car. So once you take off the bolt in the front, and you can pinch it if you can take this off from under the hood. Once that's out, you do have access to the 3 bolts that hold it in. Once that's taken apart and you take off the battery terminal and the electrical connection here, then you have it free to turn again inside its small cavity and hole, and you can turn it and get access to 3 studs. You can see the 3 studs on this one. 3 studs, take off 8mm bolts, and you can take that off while it's in the car. Once all those parts, the shields, 1, 2, and 3 have been removed while it's in the car, then this is loose and you can remove it. Not before. And you can see there's going to be a lot of people breaking these parts. A lot of people probably won't even put them back on. They're just too much of a pain in the neck. They're there for a reason. Ford doesn't put extra parts in the car. They shield it, they help cool it. It needs it. But it's a ridiculously hard alternator to change because of all these parts. I've decided for the first time, this is not a do-it-yourself job. It just isn't. This thing, and you'll see pictures of it, has at least, it has a big plastic cover on the back, it has a snorkel, it has another guide up front. 3 plastic parts on it. On top of this side, so it's bigger. And it has, all those parts have to be removed before you take it out of the car. Not after, before, or you can't get it out of the car. There's videos on YouTube where they took the alternator out from up top, right here. The thing is actually situated where it sits in the car, right under here, in here where my hand is. I can barely touch it. It's in here. You've got to take the drive shaft out, and there's videos with the guys taking it out here. I took it out from this area down here. I didn't have to take out the motor mount or move a motor mount or loosen a motor mount or anything like that. But it's a lot of fiddling, and you've got to get in there with very small tools to get all those plastic bits off. And it had to take me the better part of 6 or 7 hours. That's how long it took. Anybody who says it takes less time is crazy. Maybe at a dealership they drop the subframe and disconnect the air conditioning and have it out really quick. I don't know. Maybe they do. But they do charge a lot. I checked at the dealership. They charge minimum. It's going to be $900. So that means with broken bolts and other things and plastic pieces that they don't assemble correctly, etc. You know, you're going to run anywhere from $900 to $1,500 for this job. This is definitely not a do-it-yourself job. I'm sorry it's expensive. There's not much I can do about that. But this is not a do-it-yourself job. 37 years as a mechanic, this is probably one of the hardest alternators I've had to change. Absolutely. So it's not a do-it-yourself job. Sorry, just isn't. All the other YouTube videos, they show the alternator like that without any of the plastic shrouding on it that's on it in there that you have to take off. They're not showing it. And if they are, they're not showing them how they took it off. Hard to get a camera in there. You can't see the stuff. Really, really difficult. And I've used a lot of tools to change this and a lot of time. It just simply isn't a do-it-yourself job.